Hello everyone and welcome back to more for the 2023 Imperium Cup. I'm the BlackShadow, your host and commentator, and we'll be featuring more group action from this game, of course, competition for Dune Imperium with the Rise of X and Immortality expansions. We have a look at Group O today, Game 4 in Week 2. This is featuring players mainly sort of from Central towards Eastern Europe, and today we're having a look at the match between Nischu, Lex, Noob14, and Tuananhtd. It's still pretty early days in this group. Only 2 games played out of the 10. Everyone gets 4 matches that they play. And a real chance for players here. Nischu and Tuananhtd have yet to play a match here. Lex and Noob have played already. They're not against each other. Lex getting a fairly solid second place against Craze, who won his opening game. But Noob playing Beast Raban in the first game. A pretty tight and agonizing loss just by a couple of spies. So he's got some work to do this here. But I think it should be an interesting little contest. I'm also going to see how the group stages might affect things. If you've not seen the last game we played, you probably should, where we had second place willingly sacrifice the win to cement second place, feeling that they couldn't make it into the win. So, curiously, we're going to see more action like that. Thanks again for, obviously, the responses for folks. I'm very curious to see what they made of this. This should be a good little game. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Alright then, so here we go for the match. Tuananhtd has got first position, which means it will be Lex to pick first. Let's go have a look at our situation here. It's a... It's kind of an interesting sort of early row here. Subject 137 is a really nice card, but it does require a bit of work to get active, which is pretty damn good. Usurp is a fun card, but isn't the best regarded, unfortunately. It's quite expensive, so it doesn't always get picked a ton. And then we've got the Imperium row, which is not very remarkable, but it's solid. A couple of Benny's sisters are good. Spiritual Fervor as a immediate resource bump is kind of nice and can have use, but I don't think we'll use that for Subject or Usurp, but can have some synergy with Subject just to rush the research track here, so that's an option. And then we get to our techs here. Spaceport, Disposal, and Restricted Ordnance. All kind of pricey. We might see Disposal early, but it's not been very popular so far this competition. Restricted might well see here as well. Let's look at our leaders as well. 2 seconds. So pretty fun row here. Ilban, Tezia, Hundro, and then probably Ekad's going to get picked here. But Rombavernius has some interesting uses here. Don't think we'll see Memnon today, sadly, though. So we see Tezia getting picked in 4th position. It usually tends to be either Tezia or Ilban. They are 2 of the most well-regarded leaders so far in the current world. So it's on to Tuananhtd. Remember, this is 4-3-1-2. Taking Hundro in first, which is kind of regarded as pretty meta. And then it's on to Noob to has an interesting decision to make here. Harmony Kaz has some interesting use. Spiritual Fervor could be nice. Benny's sisters are just solid cards. And I think picking those could be decent. And I expect that's what we see, and it is indeed what we see there. So, okay then. With that all well and done, let's get our scoreboard open. Let's get rid of rock and roll. So Hundro had the choice of illicit dealings or diversion, and opts to take the dealings, which I think is pretty reasonable. You might see Hundro make an early punt for Subject 137 here, if his hand draws out correctly. And wow, what a hand that is. My goodness me. A lot of fun hands here. Tezia, no faction access. Oh, Tezia's drawn really brutal in 4th position. That's not too pretty. Everyone else is fairly happy with what they got here. And we'll see how this breaks down. So here we go. We are off to the races. There are clocks here, but there are no time limits in these matches. This will take as long as they do. And we'll be here for the lot of it. So, Hundro probably will open up with some smuggling with both his experimentations. Makes sense. Which means Ekaz will probably go Fold Space. Ilban likely Wealth Mentating first round here. Tezia is the first interesting decision. First very interesting decision for Tezia Vernius here. Does Tezia Vernius ever go Hagar Basin and like tech negotiate and take Disposal Facility immediately or something? I don't know, it's a tough early hand. There's no cheap techs to like die for. Like Breakthrough is the best, Disposal is the best you've got here. Very tough opening hand for Tezia. I think I'd like to see Hagar Basin or Imperial Basin. And does. Obviously, no real other options here. Tezia, maybe there's some worlds where Tezia rips the row on a second action and looks to just buy something early, like Web of Power or something. Tough opening hand here for blue. No question about that. Hundro with the only Diplo left, so does he fancy the combat? It is the bumps and spice skirmish, which is one of the best for Hundro in the entire game. So I totally get him going Hardy Warriors. This pays for his ring, gets him to shipping, and he can just look to absolutely charge that. So I totally get getting that. Ikaz will Carfag, will pick up the diversion that Hundro left. Of course, Hundro, remember, will know that he's got that. Hundro knows he's good here. Hundro's going to be a little uncomfortable with the fact he has no daggers. It's a little unpleasant. I'm also surprised Tessia didn't put a troop in, by the way, when she went mining. Very surprised she didn't put a troop in here, given she's got both daggers, but never mind. Ilban's got a couple of choices. He could Wealth Mentat. The row's not that great, so you might do that to do it, to like let them peel off cards for you. Stops just to go Haga Basin and put in 2. Looks like he's prepping up for immediate Conspiring and then Swordmaster next round, which is going to work. And Tessia would just tech negotiate and do not much else here. So Tessia's going to get to 5, and I think we're going to see some row rips here. Hundro's first reveal with 5. Subject is available if he wants it, which he could do. He could take Subject and Illicit Dealings and just get an Intrigue immediately, which is going to be tempting. Row is ripped. Busy stuff here. Fufia Hawak, Guild Ambassador, Firm Grip. This is tasty. Wow, what on earth do you do here as Hundro? Firm Grip looks really good. Guild Ambassador's great. Fufia's got lovely, obviously got a lot of flexibility. And Freighter Fleet's just solid as well. But goes for Firm Grip, which I don't hate. Ecan's with 5 is surely going Guild Ambassador here, you would imagine. Hundro opts not to take Subjects. Ilban with 5 as well. Space Travel Hour, Negotiate Withdrawal turns up here. Can you see what Ilban's going to take? Probably Negotiated? Fufi is a great card, but it has no cancel access, which is a slight issue for him. But I do. Fufi Highway is probably one of my favourite cards in the entire game, though. I really, really do like it. But I think we'll see Negotiated taken. Tessia is hoping Negotiated stays, and it does. Wow, both Freighter Fleets are now on the row here. So, interesting choice here for Tessia. She could go double Freighter Fleet for shipping, but it's going to make some tricky hands. Opts to Negotiate Withdrawal for the troop. And our first Talaxu Master turns up here on the row. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, it's all happening here. This is going to be pretty busy. Nothing to resolve here. Hundro will take the bump and the spice. Ilban getting ready to Conspire Swordmaster next round. And we'll see Ikaz get ready to start shipping. Tessia Vince is going to have all her faction access and her rings. I'm curious to see how she's going to proceed here. Hoping for, like, Machinations or something to Hardy Warriors would be great. Not quite, but it's a victory point, though. Terrible Purpose is pretty solid for her. So, this will play through pretty standardly. Tessia's like the only one's got kind of an interesting sort of spot here, I reckon. It's all pretty standard. Oh no! Wow, that's pretty dirty. This is not corner, but urgent mission's pretty strong. So what do you want to do, Tessia? I don't hate going like steel suits here. Steel suits, water monopolize. 2 opponents have not got any water. Get across a great flat. Does opt to do so. Get a couple of troops in. You're always threatening. You're always threatening Hardy Warriors here as well, because Ikaz is not going there. So, you're pretty much, you can win this conflict if you want to. Yellow having a look to see what is rocking here. Yellow is probably considering a trip to Carfag, if it works out that way. Hundred's going to get to smuggling here, so he's going to get the cash in immediately. So, Ikaz is going to get immediately cut off for shipping, which is terrible news. What Ikaz wants to do, I reckon, is he wants to go get into the shipping and then maybe a trip to Hardy Warriors next round and make use of diversion. Bear in mind, Hunter knows that Ikaz has diversion here. So, let's just see what happens. I would like to see him Signet Ring instead of Experiment and get a Freighter Fleet. He can obviously look to passively trash that later on. I would like to see him do that. That's what we are seeing here. Ilban will Swordmaster. Then it's Tessia. Tessia with an interesting choice. Could go Wealth. You've probably got to put in more troops, though. So it's either Hardy Warriors or you ring. You ring. I don't know why green cares what blue's doing here. I have no idea. There isn't a acquire button, admittedly. That would be a better way of doing it. But sure. Some people playing the competition have played plenty of Dune Imperium, but not so familiar with the mod that we're using, which is fine. It's early in the group stages. So, Tezia with the choice. She's got to put more troops in here. Savfk would seal it. Could go Hardy Warriors as well. You've got Sikh allies. You kind of want to use it, but I don't hate Tezia keeping Sikh allies here for a round. She's not got any faction access, and Negotiator Draw is pretty strong as well. So, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think I would prefer Signet Ringing, because obviously you can start shifting to spacing and try and get there as soon as possible. If Ilban doesn't go forward space next round, you can at least cut off both of them a little bit. We can get talk a little bit how the mod works. I think Savfk for me. I think that's what we're going to see. Yeah, and it is indeed. I think this is the right move. Keep the Sikh allies. Going to be a little tricky. Oh my goodness me. Juicy find. To the victor for blue in a fight they basically can't lose here. Huge. I think we'll see probably 2 troops in here. Chumps them all in. Figures, well, I need spice. So eyeing up maybe some Great Flat Highliner next round here. Wow. I think, yes, with to the victor this early, I think I just put them all in here. I do think Tezia is eyeing up some Highline action next round. Hundro up. Just going to go well for his Swordmaster. I think that's pretty... It's kind of tricky for Hundro, though. I mean, like, obviously, he's looking to obviously get shipping and Swordmaster. Doesn't look like he's going to be cut off from either of those, so he should be alright. Kaz is going to grab subject? He goes for it, but he's going to have to get research going. Until you get to the first marker, it does absolutely nothing. So, you've got some work to do here, does Green. I don't hate the pick. I think Ekaz is a good one for it. You want to basically what you want to try and do is get the market and then start like dominating Mentat. And I think with Ilban in this game, especially, you cannot let Ilban have that card. It's absolutely disgusting. There we go. A little bit of confusion there. We're all fixed and sorted. That's cool. Again, not so familiar. Ekaz is just going to double draw here and to get TM, which he does manage to find. Oh my god. That's disgusting. That's really dirty. So Tezia's going to reveal for a couple. I think she has to smash this row. I don't think you can allow Talaxi Master to stay on here. I think there might be some discussion here, but Tezia's not going to do anything. Destruction comes next. It's not the worst card for Ilban. You can get it grafted. Tezia grabbed the... she does not have a freighter fleet. I think I would have considered at least freighter fleet here. So, passing the buck down, and basically telling Green, well, it's up to you. And that's it. Wow, no one's got any more atomics. Wow, so Yellow gets Talaxi Master as well. I think that's a mistake there. I think Blue, if they couldn't get it, had to rip the row, I think, and not allow that. But Yellow's going to get there, and Yellow is going to feel like they've got a healthy chances of winning this. That's a ridiculous card for Ilban to have. My god. Ekaz is going to have to keep him away from Mentat as much as possible here. It's going to be difficult, though. So, combat's just going to be resolved here. Goes for espionage, so he's after some grafting. He doesn't have any at the moment. Bit of an interesting call. Gola turns up here on the row, which is pretty good. So, Blue are the resources. Tezia will get the free spice and all the good stuff here. So, I do think that's what we're going to see here. Tezia, I think, if she draws Diplo access and she draws mining, I think we could well see Great Flat Highliner. Maybe there's some world she also goes Great Flat Conspire. I don't know, but I think Great Flat is going to be her first move pretty much all the time. And then she'll kind of play it from here, I suppose. We'll move on. Round 3 is Guild Bank Raid. Wow. Well, I tell you what, that might interest Tezia going Highliner here. Because in theory, if she gets the 6 coins and Ekaz cashes in, She will be at 8 and ready for Swordmaster next round. Ilban finds TM immediately. Absolutely disgusting. Tessie's drawn both her Diplo cards in the same hand, which is a little unfortunate. Hundro with firm grip. Kind of a little bit... Wow, Hundro doesn't pull any shipping access. Wow, that's unlucky. Not much you can do about that. That's the way it goes. Ilban up first, though. Ilban is going to do something just to get ready for Mentat here. Ilban will hit Mentat as much as he can. So what does Tessia do? I think it's great flat regardless first for me. Could also go Hagar Basin. Nah, just Conspires instead. Okay. I don't hate it. I think Conspiring is also fine. But I would have preferred Highliner here just to cut off the shipping for next round. War Chest is found. Which is alright. So there's not much Hundro can do here. Which is a difficult hand. Just going to... he's just going to go ahead and just charge bumps here. Firm grip, as you do. Ekaz will get bonus shipping. Does Ekaz want any techs here? Probably not, considering he needs money, so I think we'll just see him go down and up here. Otherwise, he's got to take spice instead of cash, and that feels pretty bad. So down and up it is. He'll get an intrigue by bumping down on the Talaxu track, I would imagine. I would typically say, like to see it first. Wow, Ekaz is like, okay, we're going to fight for the Spacing Alliance. Interesting. Is Ekaz maybe... Oh, no, Ekaz I can take the first up. My apologies. Ekaz maybe eyeing up just going straight full space here? No, he needs Hardy Warriors, though. Here is the Mentat. Just going to see absolutely gobs of that. And the table's going to have to stop it. If Ilban's just allowed to Mentat this whole game, Ilban just wins, almost certainly. It'll be a massive favourite. Tessia is up. Yeah, this is the problem. Now you've got a tricky second action. And the problem is, it's like, it's kind of uncomfortable to not take the spice. Because in theory, Ilban could go like Steel Suits and then mining here. So again, this is why I wanted to see her mine first and just have more options. Now you're kind of forced to do it. Because if you pass now, Ilban's got two actions. Like, Steel Suits, he takes the spice as a disaster. Wow, she gambles! She's going to go Steel Suits herself to cut it off. I guess that's a way around it. I guess that works. So she's just going to try and shut off Great Flat as much as possible. Hundro can get his Swordmaster. He kind of has to. And it's going to be recon to something. Ekaz, I think this is a good shout for Hardy Warriors. Get Diversion off here. He's got his Signet Ring. Feels bad not using Diplo, though. I think for me, it's Hardy Warriors. Get your Swordmaster, start cutting off Ilban from Mentat. I think that's really important in this game. And just get Diversion off. Like, if you're not going to get off now, kind of when are you going to get it off here? Not so keen on this. I guess it's also... It's fine. It's not a bad move by any stretch, but I think I would have preferred the Diplo hit here. Not using Diplo in any form feels pretty bad. So, in any event, Carfag finds ambush. Can get a free Costa. Freighter Fleet's still sitting there. Special Travel's not the worst card in the world if he's going to fight for the Spacing Alliance. I don't hate it. Show Strength can be good, but he kind of needs some grafting, really. Just goes for a Liaison. It's also fine. So Ilban's just going to go Hagar Basin here, I would imagine. Now that Steel Suit's been cut off, because that was definitely his plan. He'll smuggle first, because he might as well, but he will be going Hagar Basin here. They're just keeping him ready for Swordmasters, for a Mentat, but Ekaz has to just take that every time here. Someone's got to keep Ilban away. It's just going to be an absolute runaway, otherwise. Tessia reveals for 4 on a Specimen. Not a great row for her. I don't hate Atomic Sing here. I think Freight Fleet's fine. You need faction access, really. You haven't got any. I think for me, I'd probably spin the row and see what I find. And she does agree. That's a little unlucky. Spice Hunter is access. Satellite Band is too far. Stilgar as well. Goes for the Death Commando, which I don't hate. But a little bit of an unlucky draw for Tesia. Could have found a lot better. 100 with 5. You'd think Stilgar is a good shout here. Satellite Band's also a fun card. Like, that could be really, really good. Just goes to Stilgar. Don't even bother with Arrakis. I don't hate it. Kaz going to reveal for 4. An Engineer turns up here. Out of the price range. Maybe it's Ikaz's time to rip the road. I mean, Spice Hunter is not outrageous for him. But I feel like if he was to Atomic the row, I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate it. And looks like that's what the decision is. Well, for to buy, Imperial Spies there. Shifting the Inches is a very tasty looking card and opts for it. The third Benny Sister's out. Appropriates here for later. That's useful for a lot of people here. So Ikaz has 5. Could reveal and take like Appropriate. Or could go Haga Basin. Kind of feels like if you don't get Haga Basin now, you're just never getting it, though. You're just eyeing up going Tech Negotiation instead. I don't think he's going to use Urgent Mission here. I don't know what his Urgent Mission is going to be used for currently for Ilban. I guess just at some point he's going to Mentat and then just pull it away. And just have a load of actions. So thinking about it, I think Haga Basin's fine. Personally. But I could go both ways on it. I mean, Imperial Spy's a fine card. Benny Sister's solid. Appropriate looks really good, though. But the problem is you have no shipping, so you can't really sustain it very much. You're going to find it hard to find money. So I think we're going to see a Tech Negotiate here. Draw a card, and he might have an Urgent Mission here. Finds Fufia, wow. Does he go for a tech here? Does he go for, like, Disposal or something? He does have 6 Persuasion. To take Disposal, double trash. Trash the dagger, trash... I don't know, could even consider, like, trashing Convincing or something. I don't think Ilban really needs Disposal. Like, he can hit the trash spots on the board here. I don't think Disposal's that necessary. And opts against the purchase, which I think's fine. Eyeing up Urgent Mission. I think he will Urgent Mission to add the Mentat to Haga Basin. Yeah, I think so. I'm not deeply surprised by this. He's going for Kwisatz. He's going for Kwisatz here. Oh no, he finds it. That is... He found the only hand that gave him it. Wow. Ilban's favorite here, right? Ilban is massive favorite here. TM and Kwisatz Haderach. I don't want to say this is over, but, like... That is an outrageous draw. How did he not find the dagger? And Gola as well. This could be an Ilban absolute stomping here. It's going to get really, really nasty. So, off to the combat. Ikaz will win it. No one else is going to play anything. So, Ikaz with the 6 coins. Tesia with 4. Couple for Ilban. Green's not in the conflict. I don't know why they're putting at him. And we're going to move on here, but this looks very, very ominous for the table here. Ilban looks just absolutely... I mean, if Gola Industrial is what he's looking for here, and if this gets off, like, this game could be over. It's round 4. It is securing Imperial Basin. Ooh, looks pretty decent. Tezia has no faction access. So Tezia's got to decide what she wants here. Could have gotten away with shipping, but obviously didn't opt to take that path here. Got very little faction bumps going here, so this is very difficult. I think you just dagger here, Swordmaster, and then you Signet Ring a city and start getting these troops in. Great flat, obviously you want to get hold of. She's also considering just going Haga Basin and just cutting off all this spies. Argument is, you're only giving up one action to Ekaz, right? So I don't hate Tezia going for Haga Basin and cutting this all off, but opts to go for it here. Yeah, I don't like using the ring for this, because you kind of need this access for a city so you can get negotiate withdrawal off here. So I kind of don't like this move, personally. So now you've basically saying you're going to use negotiate withdrawal, and you're just obviously going straight for the combat here. Don't quite like this. But okay. Hunjo has to ship. And Ekaz has to Mentat here. Ekaz has to Mentat here. It's if he doesn't Mentat, it's crazy. I think he is going to Mentat here. That has to be denied from Ilban. It'd be crazy not to. Economic positioning found for Hunjo, so both him and Tezzy need some cash. Here comes the Mentat. Good. Ekaz realizing what's got to be done here. Ilban's just going to go selective. He's just going to basically just draw as many cards as he can, every round he can, and look to just win the game. Allied Armada is found, which is pretty uncomfortable as well. Tezia now has to go Great Flat. And then I don't know what she's doing here. She's got no troops. Oh, she had no troops anyway. Sorry, yeah, she's now getting negotiated off. I do apologize. Yeah, just do this and then work it out next round. Like, yeah, you gotta get cracking here. Some research to be done there. Andro's just gonna hit fold space and get in front, which is not unreasonable. Kaz cannot use subject at the moment. It is not doing anything. He's not got enough research. Is this the time for Ekaz to go Hardy Warriors? No one else has any water. Tezia's all the faction access is in her discards. You don't have to go there right now. I think we might see smuggling Hardy Warriors here. And then he'll go take all the bumps with Freighter Fleet as well and take like Disposal or something. Would have liked it the other way around, personally. It's a little bit inefficient, but, you know, Hardy Warriors was coming. It's a great combat 2 Hardy Warrior here. I would have liked to get the smuggling first, personally, because now people might be tempted to hit smuggling to stop you getting there. So, asking for a little bit of trouble here. Ekaz doesn't have to take the card draw if he doesn't want to. Trying to tell him he needs to put that away, but I'll let him do it. Ilban goes restricted ordnance. Ilban is so well put together here. Like this is pretty terrifying. And Tezia doesn't have much else to do here. I guess you just go, like, she's considering revealing here for, like, foreign politics, and she is going to do it. It's a good card for her. She needs bumps desperately, so just going to reveal and take that and call it a day. Oh, playing coupling comes off. More graph potential here. Ugh. Hundro has his signet ring. Flagships has turned up on the row as well, by the way. That's just a point. Says, yeah, has 3 specimens. Might be going for infiltrator here. Considering that she's got shipping access, I think it's a pretty reasonable move. I think you can justify this, and you'll need to obviously get these Talaxi bumps somewhere else, I can speak correctly, some other way. But I think this seems not unreasonable. If you don't take it, someone else is the problem. Wow! No, doesn't even do it. Doesn't even take anything. Huge. Look at this! Oh, Hunter has no spice, that's why he couldn't get any techs here. So he just does this. He's just going to jam Emperor spacing and call it a day. He's going to trash his dagger. So Ikaz is up. Not much he can do here. Basically, it's Imperial Basin. And that's fine. Unless he's going Dreadnoughts or High Council. Which, given the fact that you do not have your Swordmaster yet, don't like the idea of that. Just go Imperial Basin. You know, it's an experimentation. You need to start making progress. It's an intrigue. It's one last place Ilban can go, potentially. Do you need to reveal early here? I don't think so. Basin looks fine. And it does agree. Get your intrigue first, see what you find. Probably don't need to put any more troops in here. You're also probably fine. Ooh, that's a nice find. It's pretty good. You got ambush. You can feel pretty safe here. So Ilban's got Diplo. I expect we'll just see... let's put it in just to be safe here. Ilban's going to High Council here. Has no alliance, of course, but Ilban's going to do that. So, oh no, he finds Kwisatz off High Council! No! That is ridiculous. What a draw. What? 100 takes Talaxi Infiltrator. That is disgusting. I cannot believe Ilban just peeled off Kwisatz Haderach off of High Council. That is insane. Unbelievable. So Ikaz is going to take cash here, naturally. Ikaz can't fight for the spacing anymore. It's gone. I think cash is fine. You want one more hit of cash. And then there's a bump to take somewhere. Just having to think about it. Don't know if he knows he's got a bump to take. Have to tell him it's a mandatory reward. So I have to tell him. I can't believe Ilban found Kwisatz Haderach. That is absolutely stupid. So, where does Ilban go here with this? He's got 5 persuasion. It's Carthag. He's going to punt him in. Finds TM. I mean, this is ridiculous, isn't it? He can't beat Ikaz, so he won't bother putting him in here. Armada is not active. Finds an Emperor bump, though, so there's an alliance coming. I mean, this is outrageous, this, for Ilban. 6 to buy, researching away. Appropriate is active, although he needs the money for it. But I think he'll take it anyways. People see shipping, people take shipping. I've sent that one for years. And that is going to be this for that combat. So Ikaz will get the point. Ilban's going to get a couple of water, so he is almost certainly looking at some research station to just keep drawing cards. And we're going to move on here. It turned out Ekaz putting the extra troops meant he could keep his ambush and not have to worry about losing the conflict. Otherwise, I think Ilban would have chucked them in. Desert Power's next. More victory points, more water. Hunjo's up first. Ekaz, the only person left to get hold of it. Ah, yeah, so Ekaz did get Guild Ambassador, which is why Hunjo jammed the alliance so heavily. Kind of has to. I think Ekaz has to just keep going Mentat, and then you just take the spice off Guild Ambassador. Like, 2 spices is pretty good. But Ekaz has to keep Mentat away from Ilban at all times. Ilban can't, obviously, doesn't have any, can't get to Mentat right now. So we'll see. Ilban's found Gola with Industrial Espionage. He's off to Research Station. He's going to draw 4 cards, research twice, 2 specimens. Talaxu Master's just going to be card draw. Yep. So, with the Mentat denial, Ekaz realizes what he's got to do here. I'm sure that's what we'll see. Industrial Gola off to Research Station. Seems... it's what I would do. He doesn't have to do it straight away. He could do something else. If he wants to do selective breeding, now is the time with Fufia. So he might opt to do that first while he's got stuff he can trash. What would he be trashing, out of curiosity here? His dagger's still there. He doesn't really need... he can probably get rid of a convincing as well. I try not to look at people's discards too much, but... he is going to opt for the Research Station first by the looks of it. No, just Arrakis. So, Dagger will go. He'll take the Talaxu Spice as well. Free cards drawn. No Kwisatz, but Appropriate is there. Although I don't know, he's going to look to try and smuggle. Oh, he can't smuggle and get flagships. He's short by a coin. He might go like Disposal or something. We'll see what he's planning to do with Appropriate. Is there any way for him to get hold of the extra cash? Maybe like a wealth trip? Wealth smuggling? I don't hate it. Tezia's up. Tezia has Diplo in hand. It is a victory point. Has got position on red. Does not have position on green, though. Green will have the Swordmaster, so... tricky spot for Tezia here. I don't even hate just going smuggling with experimentation and just kind of reassessing. I would like to see that, I think. There's a lot of people that want to go smuggling for all sorts of reasons. But experimentation can definitely get in people's ways here. You also got to decide what else you can experiment. You could experiment Hagar Basin, I guess. But I don't think Ilban's ever going there, realistically. Doesn't look that likely. With 2 water, he's going to either save up Great Flat or Research Station. One of the 2. I think Hagar Basin's fairly safe. Does take the smuggling. I like it. Does it with the Death Commando, which is... not what I expected, but okay. But I think smuggling was the right move. So this is going to just lock up the Spacing Alliance. Not a surprise. Pretty standard. If Ekaz doesn't have to go Sword Mastering right now, it could be nice to go Guild Ambassador first, though, just to get the spice. But I think he's going to go Steel Suits Hardy Warriors first, while the access is there. And he does opt to do so. So 2 in. Draws the card. Finds Rare Fleet. Nice. That'd be good for later. Now he can cash in Shipping Nick. That's a really good find. So we'll see what Ilban wants to do. Has 11 Persuasion in hand here. Surely he just goes Selective Breeding. No, he's going to Conspire again here. He's trying to get in front of the fight. He's also doing this for Appropriate as well. So, guess he feels forced to do it. Do you use Favored Subject now? I I don't know, I would have considered favoured subjecting straight away and just getting that in, and getting ahead there. I know you garrison up a little bit, but, you know, if Hundra's got his ring, like, he's taking the Emperor bump, so you're going to have to fight him for this. Tessie's up. Only one snooper. Only 3 faction bumps overall. This is slim pickings for Tessia. Do you shift away from spacing to, like, Emperor or something and get the troops and then threaten Highliners? I like that as a move. Normally people take Emperor last, but I actually think this might be a good shout here. Oh, well, rapid mobilization is found. That's huge. And Tessia does see it. I like this move. I think this is really, you know, not standard play for Tessia, but I think this is a great chance to get those troops in. Rapid mobilization, I think, makes this a lot easier. That's the wrong garrison. Tessia does not need to get any troops in here right now. But she is basically threatening Highliner. Puts him in anyways. And the players have got to think Highliner is very likely here. So I think Hundro is going smuggling, and he's going to get in front of this alliance here. No, he doesn't. He's off to Steel Suits. Oh, he finds his Diplo. What a brutal draw. That's a disgusting draw. Has to get the water here. That is mandatory from Stilgar. Again, if it's mandatory, I have to say. If it's not mandatory, I will not. Spice for Ikaz with the Swordmaster. Now it's off to Ilban, who is using Favoured Subject here all day. 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got 11 Persuasion. Use any card he wants. I think he's just going to go mining Haga Basin and use Favoured Subject and just chucking a load of dudes here. It gets Allied Armada active as well. Like, he just wins the conflict pretty much hands down here. So that's what we're going to see. Ilban is struggling for his other faction bumps. That should be noted. Well, not if you find Kwisatz Haderach. Then you don't need to worry about it. Good grief. That is absolutely ridiculous. Ilban's got a 50-50 finding TM as well. This is very, very scary stuff here. It was an outrageous Fufia Howard draw from Selective Breeding. Like, he finds his dagger, he doesn't get Kwisatz. And Blue probably should have ripped off the... should really have ripped off the... What do you want to call it? Wow, what is going on here? Tessia Hardy Warriors instead of Highlines. Wow, what on earth? She's putting it all behind War Chest. It's not going to be good. She's going to get an intrigue off the Talaxu, though, so she's hoping for a bit of luck here. Hundro just reveals and doesn't do anything. Counter dispensation found for Ikaz is pretty good. Gives him reason to go High Council. He does have a card draw with Secrets, goes of Courtesy of Planned, finds Experimentation, which, I mean, I guess it's fine. As long as you got the other one coming, which you do here. Here comes Kwisatz. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous, this. And there is TM. I mean, it's just... This is getting kind of ridiculous here. All he cares has to do is get his faction bumps. Ilban gets faction bumps, and like, the game's pretty much over, so... Bar some craziness. Hunter's got maybe a chance to try and outpace him. Hunter has to jam the Emperor Alliance and just put pressure on Ilban. It's the only way he's going to try and get a win out of this, is Hundro. Tessia goes for Paita instead of the troops. I don't hate it. Paita's a good card, but the problem is that you're not top decking him, and you've got a long way to go to get these Talaxu bumps, so, you know, a little challenging. Kaz reveals for free. Trash rated fleet. Yep, I like that. Get the double bump out of it. Has a specimen. She took. Doesn't buy anything else. And Ilban just gets the last card here. So his whole deck is out. The Spice Bind begins. The Talaxi points come. The Intrigues are on their way. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Can you believe that? Finds Finesse. Oh my gosh. This is Snowballing 101. So, Ikaz is up first. It will just pass around. Tessia can't use War Chest here. So, Ilban gets the point in the water, racing into the lead. Tessia with kind of an expensive second place. Unless the table, like, does something about... I think it might be too late to stop Ilban, truthfully. I really think it's too late to stop him there. I think he's just set. He's just gonna just run. Bar some crazy draws, but he's got the water. He's got selective. He's got research station. I think Ilban is just gonna win. This is now a fight for second place, and that is the way I would assess it. If I was every players, I'd be thinking. I think at this point Ilban is just too far gone, and it's a second place fight. So over the Chaos is next. So, Ikaz has to ship, which means Ilban can Gola, Industrial, Mentat, and draw, like, 6 cards. He will draw basically his whole deck immediately. Yeah. It's a fight for second. So how do the players start doing this, then? The problem is Hundro kind of needs to try and get for the Emperor Alliance, but, like, how does he do it? Ikaz is going to go up and down. He can go Spice and get flagships, which he does. Yep, makes sense. So that's just a point. He's found shifting he needs to find useful here as well. Invasion ship turns... Oh, no, with freaking appropriate. That's so ridiculous. Taking the throne point as well, so just scoring what he can here. Ilban should just, yep, Industrial, Gola, Mentat, draw 6 cards. And, you know, you're off to the races. The weird thing is, Talaxi Master is actually kind of struggling a bit here, in that he's drawing basically drawing his whole deck. Like, he might as well use, just double checking there. No, yellow is right. Either way, it's ridiculous. But I think you might actually start seeing Talaxi Master getting played to, like, draw cards in. He has an Atomic still. Like, you might well see Ilban rip the row and look to Atomic, use Talaxi Master. Bear in mind it has its Agent action, which lets you put a card of 6 or less into your hand now he's maxed out, which is also ridiculous. So, I actually think you might well see Ilban do that. Look for a power play, a treachery or something. She just smuggles. Her hand is terrible. Oh my god, I've just seen her hand. That is disgusting. Hundro selectives, because he kind of has to. I don't know how Hundro is intending to win this game. Or if he's even going to try and win this game here. We'll see. Decent draw for Hundro, though. Finds Diplo, Stilgar. His rings there. A lot of good stuff. So Ikaz needs money. Ikaz would like High Council for dispensation, but he also needs money for flagships. He just needs, like, maximum money here, does Ikaz. I think just going wealth here is fine. He also still does not have subject activated. He has not got enough of the research here. I think wealth is fine. I think shifting to Imperial Basin is also fine. Secret is also fine. But with Kwisatz about, it's a little scary. I think for me it's wealth. I think for me it's wealth, but Imperial Basin is also just fine. He can shift away from spacing and probably just jam the Bene Gesserit here. Well, that's one way to do it. I guess that works. Oh, it's gotta be Bene Gesserit. Ooh. Just gonna go secrets here, or he's gonna go wealth and just protect here. Yeah, this baits up appropriate. He's coming for invasion ships. It's absolutely ridiculous, this. Like, Ilban just has like 5 actions. Like, it's absurd. Tessiovonis might take invasion ships first, though. Going with a Dreadnought, which I like. And this means that she can obviously... And what she's going to do, she's going to use Rapid Mobilization to then retreat with Negotiate Withdrawal. Now, bear in mind, Rapid Mobilization is only troops. It cannot be used for the Dreadnoughts. But I think that's what she's eyeing up here. And she uses to get the spacing bump so that she can ship next round. I think that's what's coming here. Hundro has 9 persuasion. Research station looks reasonable here. Ooh, where's this going? Gonna go secrets first. Gruesome sacrifice is found, which is not a bad one for him. It takes a bit of pressure off of the Talaxu. I think I would have, maybe would have, I don't know, I mean, if the secrets first is fine. I prefer to go in research station first. I think it's not a big deal. Ekaz just has to deploy something somewhere. Sorry. Guess he's just gonna... Oh man, what do you do here? The problem is, Steel Suits is not... It's not great, because you're going to struggle to get Research Station or Great Flat, but I guess it's not unreasonable. So Ilban has obviously a million options. Has 11 persuasion currently. I think for me, it's well, you don't have to do Talaxu research immediately, but I think for me, it's you want to rip the row and actually use Talaxu Master at some point. Hardy Warriors will be taken. Ilban... It's kind of a weird spot for Ilban. Does he really want to win this fight? Like, he'd rather just hit Mentat himself next round. So this isn't really that great a fight for him to go for, but, I mean, you might as well put a couple of troops in. Wow, Tessie just opts to use Negotiated in stealth. Okay. Guess she figures she's got to get herself ready for potential highlining. So I think Hundro is going to go Research Station here. Get Spice Must Flow... 2 troops can gruesome. Get citizens into some shipping. Seems reasonable to me. I don't really see anything else I would be doing here. Especially with High Council gone. I think it's just Research Station. And I think that's just is what it is. So here we go. Big draw here. 8. No! Oh, that's so unlucky. Hundro Moritani finds the Firm Grip, which is not active. That's the one card he didn't want to see. Because he's trashed both his daggers as well. That's the only card that had no persuasion on it. That is very unlucky for Hundro. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just terrible luck. When it's not your day. It's not your day. That is unlucky. So I think I just put all 4 in. +3 swords. You know, you're gonna be at strength for 7. Maybe there's a world you get Ilban to commit more here. Oh, wow, he's committing really heavy here. Just to see how this is going to break down here. But that is a disgusting draw for Hundro. That's brutal. Literally the only card he didn't want to see was that. Very unlikely. So... No, you can put in 5. It's 2 plus... Oh, no, he can't. Oh, it's 2 plus 2. So you can only put 4 max. There's a good spot there. Ekaz reveals for 5. Has his Talaxi point. Ekaz has done well to get up to 7 points here, but this is getting... The problem is Ekaz is kind of running out of points to score. He can get the Bene Gesserit for 8, and then what? Choam shares is 9. How's he ever getting the money for Choam shares here? There's a real problem. I think Ekaz is just going to completely stall. Ilban can have as many actions as he wants. I think we'll see Kwisatz, and I think he's then going to rip the row and maybe play Talaxi Master or something. I don't know what's going to happen. So there's secrets. Harvest Cells, which he doesn't really need, but he gets it. So it's a fight for second place. Tessia Vernius reveals the 4. Takes weirding. It's not looking good for her, I'm not going to lie. It's looking pretty bad. Hundro Moritani with the saddest 8 reveal you're ever going to see. Disgusting draw. That is just terrible luck. What do you even do with 8 here as well? It's not a great row for 8. Like gene manipulation, I guess. I mean, might not even buy anything. It doesn't even, like 8 persuasion doesn't buy anything. That is so sad. Ilban's just gonna take a million intrigues and I think he's gonna just see, can he win the game now? Basically, it's kind of getting to that point. So he's gonna use Tiebreaker here. He's got Carl as well, just to get even more stuff out of his hand. Can buy a Spice Must Flow, trash it. Yeah. So the question is, can Hundro Moritani take second place from Ekaz? Ekaz has got 7 points, but I think he's going to kind of stall out here. So I think Hundro's got a good shot to take second. Gruesome Sacrifice, Economic as well. He should be able to get hold of some money here. Unfortunately, Ekaz can't... Yeah, Ilban can't just win the game here immediately. He is slightly short. So, here comes the tiebreaker. Hundro, of course, will Gruesome, which is obviously the whole point. Ilban doesn't care. Hundro will not be able to use the specimens right away. Should be noted, it's not like Harvest Cells. But gets himself a point. Nothing else will happen here, so Ilban will take the win. Oh wow, Tessia Vernius is she figures I want an extra intrigue. Okay, fair. Reasonable. Nothing else will happen here, we're all done. So Tessia respins. Well, Ilban finds Calculated High, which he can't actually use because he's got his own Mentat. That is stuck in his hand. Calendar it's found for Tessia, which I guess you're happy to see compared to you're impressed with Dreadnoughts. You can live with that. Couple of coins for red. And it will be... This is going to be last round almost certainly here. It's Carthag. And, well, Ilban is almost certainly going to win this. So the question is, can anyone manage to beat him in combat? And I would argue the answer is a resounding no. So, Hundro's just got to basically try and outscore Ekaz here. And bear in mind for tiebreakers. So, Hundro knows he's at 7. He's currently ahead on Spice. Is there any easy points for Hundro to score here? A Secrets hit will give... a Bene Gesserit hit will give him that point. Same for Ekaz. Both of them need to hit that faction. If Tessia goes there first, it's pretty fun. And Tessia might go there first, considering she's got Foreign Politics, so it makes good sense for her to go Selective Breeding here. Then Foreign Politics is just a point. Which means that Hunjo's then going to go, I guess, Secrets, and then Ikaz is going to be sort of out of luck. Tezia also wants to go shipping, though. But I don't think she needs to worry about anyone else going shipping here. But she has also got invasion ship, so I guess this is also fine. So she's going to be able to get some points. Does she want to go get some techs here? I don't hate going up and down and just grabbing Spaceport. If you think there's any chance of you getting hold of Spiceless Flow. Oh, Tezia. I don't know if I... Well, I mean, I don't think you're going to get this Talaxu point, truthfully. I think you're just after faction points now at this point. It's been a rough game for Tezia, this. I mean, being onto the left side of the Orban doing all this stuff, I mean, what are you going to do, you know? Tezia down and ups. Opts to keep hold of the spice. I mean, I would have still gone up to get hold of, like, wind traps or something. But okay. She has to take the cash for War Chest, which also enables Hundro's his economic positioning, so both of them gain a point from that, which is kind of funny. Tezia has to bump the Bene Gesserit here. I think this is automatic. Foreign Politics will do the job. Hundro has to go Selective Breeding here, I feel. And does. Which means Ikaz will have to go Secrets. Core the market found for Hundro Moritani. Unfortunately, is doing absolutely nothing. He's not going to get two. He's not going to get two Spiceless Flows and Ilban's there. So unfortunately, nothing happening there. Phone grip is found. Not doing a whole lot. Ooh, Ikaz. Oh, he decides to research station first, hoping Secret stays. That's I mean, it is going to stay. He finds shifting, which is pretty good. He might continue to harass here, the Bene Gesserit alliance. Ilban's up. It's actually really hard for Ilban to get Spiceless Flow here. So he's just going to use this, get his spacing point, call it a day. Finds his Spiceless Flow, so he's going to be at 10, plus the combat. He has to take the spice, of course, for Allied Armada, so Ilban will win the conflict. They all know that. He's not going to be challenged there. He's totally safe. Ilban's trying to work if there's any way he can, like, further harass. No, he's just going to reinforce this so he can finesse later, which is fine. The players know that he has that he's going to get the 10 point. Like, if he doesn't do that, you know, he's got, like, finesse or he's got, like, bribery or something. Tezia's got to get troops out here. She does have highliners with invasion ships. Which I guess, do you just do it? Or do you go Imperial Basin first? I mean, you're not winning the conflict. 14, 15, 17. The most strength you can get in, I think, is like... I don't know, 14... 7. It'd be like... the most you can get in is 9 units. Highline is 7, and like mining is 2. So it's 9 units. Plus the Dreadnought, so she can get to 19. Cannon turret is 21. And that's it. So I think it's just, yeah, Imperial Basin. Grab some spice. Get a point with this. So I would go... I don't think it really matters. Just take some of a faction. Take some points. Oh, she's going to get actually all of these points. That's pretty cool. So she can bump down and get hold of the Bene Gesserit, get the Fremen point, then go Highliner, get the Highliner point, and then Foreign Politics is going to be the Bene Gesserit point in an intrigue. Oh, she has Rapid Mobilization as well. So, okay, this might be of interest, but I would go Fremen first. You want to go Fremen, Spacing, Bene Gesserit in that order. You cannot get this Talaxi point. Don't even bother trying. Bump down. Fremen, Spacing, Bene Gesserit. That is the order. No! Oh, no! Oh, it's just a point lost. Oh, Tezia. Oh. What's she doing? How are you ever going to score the point, though? Ah, that's a shame. Never mind. Is what it is. So, Hundro will... I don't know what he's doing here. He's just going to go Arrakis and just draw as many cards as he can. Try and find a way to high council, I guess. Get a Spiceless Flow. That's a big draw for him, by the way. It's pretty juicy. You can trash corner. You don't need it. Corner is doing nothing for you. So you can draw again. I would bump down trash corner. Yeah, it's not doing anything for you. Trash it out. And then draw an intrigue, draw a card. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. That is 9 persuasion. That's machine culture, which is not doing anything for him, sadly. But Hanjo just has to make sure he beats green here. So Akaz, the problem is, like, how does he ever get Churm shares here? There's just no way. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8. He has 10 persuasion. I think it's just it's secrets, Spiceman's Flow, finish on 9 points, hope you're second place. Just Diplo it. I wouldn't even go any fancy. I would literally just go secrets, point, Spiceman's Flow, point. Easy could also just do it this way. But it doesn't really matter. I would rather have kept the dagger but not really makes a big difference here, I don't think. Poison Snooper, which is, you know, a thing. Oh, no. And Archduke Kaz. He's at 9. But Guild Ambassador, I don't think it's doing anything for him here. I mean, just draw it. You're never trashing at this point. Just draw it and call it a day. There we go, he's safe. So, Ilban's just going to re-mentat himself. Trying to find as many points as he can. He's going to be good here, though. So here comes the high line. Oh, Tazia, why didn't you go? I need to take the throw and bump. Oh. I need to take the throw and bump. Just a point just left on the table. So Tezia can put in 7. And she will have rapid and cannon turrets. It will not be enough. Alamada. Well, it's a weird spot here for Tezia. Like, I'm trying to think. So if she rapids and war chest and cannon turrets, it's basically plus 10. She'd be at 29. As well as that might be enough. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, Hundro just firm grips. Just reinforces his alliances. Nothing else to do. It looks like Ekaz is going to finish here on 9 points. It's going to come down to Spice between him and Hundro. I mean, that's what I would do. If I was Armored Ekaz, I would literally just go Haga Basin with shifting. And I would just take the Spice. I think Spice is pretty relevant here. Remember, there's free Spice for 3rd place here. And 100 does have you beat on cash. Oh, I think you gotta take the Spice, buddy. He thinks intrigue, but I don't see what you're gonna find that's gonna really help you here. There's not much that's gonna help. That's definitely not doing anything for you. Guess he figures, well, if I just beat Hundro to the Spice, then that's also just fine, which I guess there's an argument for. So Ilban's just going to rip here and look to try and find something to help with Talaxu Master, which he doesn't really. So he's just going to go ahead and just draw a load of cards, grab a load of Spice. Ilban wins comfortably. Tezia's going to get a point. Tezia can't even win this combat anymore, which is pretty sad. So, it looks like Tezia's going to finish last. Iltwan's going to finish first. It's just between... It's a fight for second place between the other two. It's going to be close. I mean, it's true, but there were ways to stop it. Like, someone should have taken out Talaxu Master. Mainly Blue, I think. And, well, Ilban also got kind of fortunate with the Fufir draw to get Kwisatz. Like, he pulls his dagger, he doesn't get that, so he was a little lucky there. That's the way it goes. So, Tezzy is a snooper. She'll get a point. Hundro will finish with 9 points. With economic. And it looks like Ekaz is going to edge him out just for second place here. Not by much. He's just going to edge him out here. But yeah, this has been pretty ridiculous stuff here from Ilban. It's a point. It's Ilban's miles in front here. It's not even any doubt, so... looks like Ekaz is going to get second place. He's going to beat Hundro with ambush and take the free spice, and he's going to win the tiebreaker. So good job Ekaz getting second place in this game. I honestly didn't think he was going to quite make it. I think he's done well to get the second spot. He's only just, but getting 3 points here, I think pretty good. Especially considering, obviously, first game, finishing 4th place wasn't great. So, yeah, I think Ekaz has done well to get himself to second place. Nothing to do here. It's all over. Ilban wins by a landslide. Tezzy is just going to throw swords at it. Which is fine. Counter-attacks will be played. She's going to force a tie with Ilban. So Ilban won't get the 2 points. There's nothing he can do about it. But it doesn't matter. The game is well and truly over. So Ilban wins. Ekaz gets second place on the Spice tiebreak. Third for Tuananhtd. And Alex with a really, really rough match. Second place first game, but a brutal fourth here. Didn't go too great. So here's the standings after that match. Nischu finds himself right at the top of the table after obviously a pretty commanding victory. Noob and Lex, we're finishing with 4 points at the moment, tied up with Negalun in the mid-table. Tuananhtd with only a couple of points, but only 1 game played. Obviously, still plenty of distance to go for this one. But definitely, that's a massive win there for Nischu. Points, resources, and he's going to feel pretty good pushing on to make qualification in the competition. Anyways, that is going to be all for this one. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy what we do, you can like, share, and subscribe, and all that lovely good stuff. You can even maybe entrust us with your life savings. We promise we won't misuse it. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Long live the fighters.